Is up, and good evening, United Rogue Overwatch. This is Zach, and joined with Log, and we're coming at you for the Ruby Grand Finals, Houston versus Philly. Now, both of these teams, top all season, dominant. Any predictions on what you're expecting, Log?
I'm going with Houston all the way. Our Texas brethren got this in the bag. The wheel's only right 50% of the time.
True. Although, Philly have, notably from Houston, going 3-0 clean sweeps all season, even through the semis. Can they pushing for a 4-0 sweep to make it a perfect, flawless season for their finals? However, when we heard on Overcast from some of the Houston guys that Philly was the one team that gave them the most trouble. And sure, it was a 3-0 scoreline to Houston, but those maps were close. So as much as I want Houston to win, I want Philly to win, I'm biased either way because one's a Texas team and I play for a Texas team, the other is a Philly sports team and I'm a Philly sports fan. I just want some good Overwatch after what we played moments ago. Give me some good Overwatch. That's all I'm asking.
I'm ready to see some peak Overwatch. Truly. I'm ready to see some peak Torb gameplay out of our boy JD Darklaw.
Yeah, Houston making themselves known, not only being the team that has been consistently 3-0 sweeping all of Ruby this season, but doing it with the Darklaw Torbjorn. Now, Torb, sure, there's funny Hammerman that yours truly likes to run, but funny Swedish Hammerman, really good at marking dives, marking flankers for anti-dive comps, and what's it gonna do for Philly? We're getting into map 1, going to Nepal.
Okay.
Initiating match.
So we know Darklaw will pull out the Torbjorn unless they're suddenly gonna get surprised and see something else out of Houston. If you're Philly, what are you running into this?
Well, you could pretty much expect Arnos to be running Doomfist, so I'd probably see a Cassidy. At least.
Ready
No?
for battle.
Oh, they're going with their tried and true Tracer Sombra.
Yeah, we got Tracer, Sombra, Chunky Monkey flashing the Brig for a second before going onto the Moira, Andrew onto the Ramatra. But on the side of Houston, we have Arunos opting for the Mauga.
It could be a troll pick.
It could be a troll pick, but
There you go.
There it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hey, I knew JD said there's two things for certain. One's that Arnos is playing Doom and JD's playing Sword.
Two things for certain. As both teams jockeying, fighting for the point, opening up. We got going in Arunos.
On my flank.
Yeah, but Andrew finds the first pick onto Plum Yeti. Echo down off the field. That's one source of damage gone. And Arunos turns it around, finds Chocomon quickly, but Philly are the first to cap the point. And as we're going in, punch in, we're just stalling for as much as possible, but Philly picks up. Chunky Monkey finds Soup, and Arunos trades back for Tide, but Foliage, we're just scrim.
Arnos almost has ult.
Yeah.
Foliage does have ult.
Yeah, all over the place, but Philly with control of this objective, they've taken up and Foliage finds the stick onto Arunos, and that should be it. 20, almost 30% now going in the favor of Philly for this first map.
We're coming back with a big Doomfist cycle though from Arnos. Expect to see great things.
Yeah, and Plum Yeti off of the Echo onto the Sojourn now, trying to maybe find some more. As I say it, Plum Yeti rips the head off of Foliage. Philly down one. Doomel out into the sky and landing down. Fine. Looking at Chunky Monkey. Can they get anything? Yep, Chunky fades out of the way though. And Arunos gets empowered punch, and they turn the pick on Andrew. Plum Yeti rips another railgun shot into Foliage, and 60% on the board for Philly before Houston turn it around. Now, gotta ring the bell real quick, but
Ring the bell
Log,
for good luck.
ring the bell for good luck, yeah. Hack out onto the Doom Fist, but Arunos just shrugs it off. If you're Philly, how do you answer?
It's kind of tough, but I think you have to get that turret out before the fight starts, and I think you gotta interrupt Arnos when he's in your team, popping off with those Doomfist cooldowns.
Yeah, as you're saying that, we have Trash Can ripping the Kitsune Rush, Tide responding with the beat. 2-man EMP from Chocomon, but goes down to the Molten Core on the floor! Plum Yeti finds Chunky Monkey, and Trash Can answers back with Andrew as Annihilation is popped. And another fight win for Houston.
I want to point out the turret didn't die until at least 3 Philly members did.
Yeah, that turret,
It's the cheeky turret placement. It's just over there by that elephant, man.
yeah, marks the flankers for free. It makes it a lot harder for Chocomon and Foliage to get in, start having their way with the backline and everyone else on the team. Plum Yeti ripping the overclock. What can they find? They find Tide first off the fight. Can they get anything else?
That's pretty big. A pick on the main support stalls out that whole push.
Yeah, no speed. Your tank can't get in as much. Foliage out with the pulse bomb, misses, but draws Suzu out of Trash Can notably, and the turret finds Foliage. The turret got a kill. Can we get any hammer kills in here? Hammer kills, chat?
Joker's just planted up on that back line, waiting.
Yeah. Foliage off the Tracer onto the Genji, trying to find something. Andrew ripping out the form to punch in. We're at 99%, got his touch, but Plum Yeti finds Chocomon. Andrew real low.
Comes a big ult cycle from Arna.
Yeah, gets crunched by the Doom ult. Soup finds Tide, Dark Claw finds Foliage, and that should be it from Houston. 100 to 60% on the board.
Did Trash Can even die?
I'm not sure. I don't believe I saw her pop up on the right side of the kill feed, but don't quote me on that.
Definitely like the backbone of this Houston offense. Just keeping everybody up.
Yeah. And as we move into Sanctum, we got some swaps coming out of Runos off of the Doomfist onto the Hog.
Could
Got
be
it.
another troll pick.
Could be another troll.
I've seen Arunos take the troll pick and make it a winning pick
You know, it is
with a wrecking ball on Flashpoint. I don't know if you remember that, but
it is Nepal Sanctum. There is a pit in the middle for environmentals. Plum Yeti uses the TP to get their team out to the point faster, and then picks the Sojourn back up. And Arunos goes for a hook, but the shield from Andrew denies him from getting the environmental kill.
I get some W's in chat if you think the Hog is a W pick.
I will tell you right now, I do not like Hog. Roadhog has been torturing my game since Overwatch 1. Please do not buff this hero. Do not make this hero meta. Come at me,
It's
chat.
just a hook.
This is the hook. But we are, as point opens up, we're poking, we're brawling out there. Another hook.
Just
Another,
keeping the turret up in the back line.
yeah.
All the turret goes down.
Turret goes down, but Tide falls to the hand of Plum Yeti. Dark Claw finds Foliage, and Plum Yeti another crit rail headshot onto Chunky Monkey. And that, even though Philly got the first cap on the point, that's...
Yeah, Abon's got to be feeling himself at this point.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Plum Yeti is Adbon. We don't know if it's streamer mode or if it's a different account, but for the sake of the cast, probably use them interchangeably. And now, Arunos up into the choke. Suzu out from Trash Can in response to Andrew's Ravenous Vortex.
Look for this hook.
Yeah. Philly opting to play around in the room. Again, use the Ravenous Vortex to get onto, to slow down the Hog. Land the virus on him, but we're just jockeying for point positioning. Andrew takes out the turret, and we're battling it out on the point. Two tanks brawling it out with each other. Got the
They've completely flipped the map.
Yeah, flip the map onto the side, but Trash Can ripped the Kitsune Rush and Arunos finds the pick onto Andrew. This should be a quick fight reset for Philly.
A little bit of Lucio 1v1 action going on.
That feels much better.
I don't know who's winning that Lucio 1v1. Is it Super or is it Tide?
It looked like soup for a second, but Tide got out, so I'd say that's a draw.
Yeah, but you play your life. I think that matters more. Andrew finds another early pick onto the turret as Philly are angling and again opting to rotate through the
You're gonna drop to the
room.
middle.
Yeah, staying away from the environmental section. And Molten Core out onto the point from Dark Claw. Help zone through.
Everyone's forcing Chocoman off the back line.
Yeah, but ults are popping, but guess who's coming up in the kill feed? It's been Houston. Plum Adbon
You just
or
have such strong control over the angles, like the turret, then you've got JD spamming, you've got Adbon just cooking people on the off angle, and they can't really force them out.
exactly. It's no matter what Philly tries to do, no matter how they try to run it in. Foliage pops the blade with 1 HP. Soup drops the beat for 5, and Dark
turret is
Claw and
cooking.
Plum Yeti. Yep, just cleaning up. Got a big slam from the Wrecking Ball. Trash Can finds the final blow, and that is Nepal going 2-0 to Houston.
I don't know, it could keep going this way. It could be a perfect season.
Yeah. We got a tour play of the game. Let's go. That- yeah, got Chocoman caught in the Molten Core, and
That was the part where I said the turret didn't die till three
yeah.
Philly members did.
Yeah.
Getting ultimate value over there.
Yeah. You know, it was a play of the game of all time. Certainly a play. We could have picked out. Now, Log, if you're Philly, I was gonna say where do you go? But we have an answer in chat already from Foliage. They're opting to go to Kings Row.
Of course. You know, Philly, I'm pretty sure has been pretty strong on Kings Row.
Yeah. Another map that's really favorable to that brawl style that they like to play. And this time Houston opting to defend first. Or wait, sorry. My bad. Let me get that correct. Houston opting to attack first, Philly taking the defense first for picking Kings Row. Log, if you're setting this up, what are you looking at?
There's two things you know for sure. So, you know, the game plan, it can't have changed much since like halfway through the season. I think you just play your game and you try and get rid of those angles and push point.
Now, what do you do if you're Philly? Because, we tried with the rotations, we tried to make it work, and it did legitimately have some first picks and some first map control percentage on Nepal, but at the end of the day,
I think there's some potential for Foliage and Chocoman to get off some real shenanigans on Kings Row, comparably. Like, Nepal is tough.
yeah,
Yeah, they're just gonna set up those angles and they're gonna camp them. But like, payload moves. These team fights happen on different places,
yeah.
so the setup's not gonna be as easy.
Yeah, payload moves. If I'm Philly, or if I'm a Philly fan, I mean, do you say, "Hey, Chocomon, go, let's pull out some Sojourn, let's try and match." And as I say that, we got hold up, Log. You've played with Andrew before. We have an Andrew Roadhog sighting. Sorry.
I've seen Andrew play Roadhog on Ilios well. Every time, and that's the only time. So he knows how to play Roadhog. I don't see the hole. I don't see the well.
We don't see the well, but notably, we have, how do you answer back to some of what Houston's shenanigans have been? The Roadhog, the Cassidy coming out, finding some form of CC to come out and really start dealing with Doomfist.
They see the Roadhog.
Yeah, as I say this, they're Houston punching in, jockeying in, playing statue side, and starting to take high ground away. But nice hook from Andrew, and the railgun headshot from Chokomon to take Trash Can out. Huge first.
We might be in for some peak Sojourn gameplay here from Choco Man.
I'm all here for it. Let these Sojourns cook. Let the hit scans cook. Another hook,
Evon
and
slides right back up the high ground.
Yep, but Arunos jockeying through Hotel, trying to find a spare member of Philly that are caught out on these rotations, and
They're committing a whole mercy pocket to Advon at this point.
yeah, early Molten Core out from Dark Claw to help zone people back, but Chokomon finds Arunos with the railgun. That should be huge. Chokomon finds 2. Mercy can only bring 1 back, if that, and brings back Plum Yeti, but pays with it for her life. Dark Claw finds Andrew, but Tide answers back. Houston with the closer spawns, but Philly with yeah. Someone's got to touch. If you're Philly, you got to touch. Don't C9. Don't C9. Don't.
Goes.
Oh no! Do we call that a C9? Yeah. Houston's calling it a C9.
Letter number.
Houston's calling it a letter number. That's unfortunate. Granted, the only person who went down was Andrew, but that's your tank. And just how many times can we touch? How many times can we cycle? And it just didn't work through. That's very unfortunate. Mark that down on the bingo card.
Doing a really good job of staying alive and just kept touching that point.
Yeah.
Kept forcing.
Yeah. Forcing.
Turret's back up in the back. It's getting free damage as per.
Yep. And
They're gonna
Philly,
poke it out.
Yeah, Philly opting to do the King's Row close hold on second, which is, some will argue is the harder choke to break through than first. But Dark Claw finally answering it out with the Molten Core, helps zone members of Philly back. Chokomon goes down to Dark Claw, and Andrew popping the whole hog, trying to buy any sort of space. Yeah. And unfortunately,
a lot of their kill potential when Chocoman goes down.
yeah, we have a high noon out of foliage. Doesn't find anything, but Plum Yeti manages to pick Andrew off with the overclock. So again, tank down on Philly.
The Philly supports are nestled away on this side, and Arnis is gonna push in.
Yeah, speaking of, Artis finds Tide quickly. Chunky Monkey, not long for this world, uses Suzu to help save themselves. Drops the Kitsune Rush, and Trash Can answers. Yeah. Arnos finds Chunky Monkey. I don't know, Log. If I'm Philly, I want that Kitsune Rush back if I'm Chunky.
I think both Kitsune rushes have just been about a second late.
Yeah.
It's been tough. I think it's just Houston's really pushing the aggression, and they're taking the space over and over.
Yeah, we entered the boundary with about 4.5 minutes left on the clock for Houston to push it all the way to C.
And if you're Houston, your perfect season's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, but Andrew finds the hook onto Arnos. A Chokomon answers back. Nano overclock gets 2 off the rip. Finds a third one. Soup can only bring 1 back. Manages to bring back Trash Can, but that should quickly going the way of Philly. Philly finally stabilizing in the foundry.
Yeah, third point is the toughest point. But that certainly does kill your momentum a little bit.
Yeah, but interestingly, Plum Yeti gets off of the Sojourn, opting to go for the Ash instead. Ash with the Mercy Pocket, that dynamite with the DPS passive, very lethal.
I think they're looking for a quick bob off of that.
Yeah, makes sense. Arnos quickly finds foliage. And again, poking, prodding through. Soup with the Valkyrie, using it to power all of their team, and Again, and Plum Yeti finds Andrew with that Bob. We swapped Bob one fight ago. We're now 70% of the swapped Ash. Sorry, 70%. One fight ago, we're 70% of the way up to a Bob. This is not looking good if you are.
When you Mercy Pocket an Ash, that ult just ticks up.
Yeah, and Chocomine finding an answer manages to take Darklaw out. That's one. Zoning High Noon from Foliage doesn't manage to find anything, but it forces Houston back.
Bob.
Yep, Bob on point. Oh, Aranos looking to take that Bob right off the map, just an inch away from taking it off. But Aranos, my bad. Plum Yeti with the Andrew with the Bob. I'm all over the place. But we have Plum Yeti and Aranos finding picks onto two members of Philly, and now Philly just staggering, stalling out for as long as they can, and it's
2:05 on the clock. It's a decent amount.
Decent amount of time considering we entered point C with about 4.5 minutes. If you're Philly, you take these. You know, sure, it's not great that they finished the map, but you knocked about 2 minutes off of that play clock.
I was questioning the Mercy pick at first, but honestly, just the ult advantage they've been able to roll those ults, like snowball those ults with the damage boost.
Yes.
You're keeping the economy ahead.
Exactly. Hear that, Mercy mains. Please in my ranked games, use your blue beam. It's there for a reason. It makes things go so much faster. Not everything has to be yellow. Not everything has to be yellow beam. Plum Yeti opting to start this round on the Echo, and Philly another potential answer. We're seeing Andrew onto the Orisa, Tide and Chunky Monkey back onto the Anakiriko lineup that they ran last round, and Chocomon starting on the Widowmaker, hiding up top looking for opening scouting shot. It doesn't look like Houston's gonna give it to them though. They're respecting the sightlines, playing hotel, but
got the Mercy pocketed ad bond.
Yeah,
They can go for that quick copy.
yeah, and but speaking of, Foliage quickly finds Arnos with the sticky bombs. That's huge.
Maybe being a little too silly, but
maybe. Foliage turns around, manages to take out Darklaw's turret from its cheeky little position, and Philly pushing into the point. Already have a tick up. 30 seconds on the play clock.
I don't think they can recontest this. He's gonna touch.
Yeah, you say that. That's 2 points, but Tide manages to take Arnos out with the Bio Nade of all things, and that should be point A going to Philly. 5:45 on the play clock as they enter streets. And Chocomon, oh my god, get this off my screen!
The card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Philly's coming out with a vengeance, though. They are playing for sure.
Yeah, this Widowmaker, Arnos off of the Doomfist onto the Zarya, but you have to respect these sightlines of the Widowmaker, or else she will take your head clean off. Pops sights, wall hacks initiated, and
Chocoman's just clicking on heads.
Chocoman clicking on heads. Foliage manages to use the
They're taking so much space.
Arnos, yeah, and again, Soup brings back Trash Can, but is it really worth it? You just have Tide, you just have Grandma Anna on the cart, you know.
Are they still working on that first Echo copy?
I believe Plum Yeti is working on their first Echo copy. Foliage has it up. If you're Foliage, who are you duping?
I think maybe you consider the Mercy swap too if it's not gonna help you.
Yeah, Trash Can rips the Kitsune rush out, trying to get something done, and Chunky Monkey answers in response, but dupes out all over the place. We got 4 tanks on the field. It's 6v6 all over. Yeah. Darklaw's turret manages to break out Foliage, and Chocomine still in the back, still clicking on heads. You cannot leave this Widow alone, or else they will find those picks. Sure, Houston won it out in the end. It was just a big Q-Fest bonanza. But Chocomane still on the Widow, still managing to find some exit picks.
Yeah, I watched 4 tanks walk into the point and only one left, and then they turned into an Echo.
True. Another round of wall hacks up thanks to courtesy of Chocomon. One bubble out from Arnos as Philly are coming up and prodding in, and finally answering back, trying
pressured.
Yeah, put some pressure onto this Widow. Can they hit those shots? Yes or no? But Nano Boost comes out onto Foliage. What can Foliage get done with it? The answer is not much except fall.
Yeah, Philly lost that strong off angle where Chocoman was to the Echo, and they just get forced out.
Yeah. And we started with 5:45 on the play clock. We're now coming up to about 3 minutes left in regulation time for Streets phase, and we have to play through. Chocomon off of the Widow onto the Cassidy now. Probably to put some more pressure, keep Plum Yeti and Soup honest with their sight lines.
I imagine they're probably gonna try to make a big like group push. They're probably gonna try and clear out that angle.
Yeah, clear out the angle, but Arno sitting with a Graviton Surge can get something done with it. Poking, prodding, Philly pushing up through the streets, getting to the last corner, but Houston will hold strong. Houston holding strong for now. Grab out manages to find all of Philly. Yeah, all of it. And Foliage first to go down to some sticky bombs from Plum Yeti. Plum Yeti uses the execution beam to take out Chunky Monkey, and it's just Houston all up in the kill feed.
I'm here. Keep fighting. Can't move until the payload.
High Noon coming out of Chocomon manages to quickly break the dupe out of their form and punishes Plum Yeti for their hubris. Houston responds, throwing down some Molten Core to help zone him off.
They're kind of stuck.
Yeah, what do you do? Plum Yeti opting to go onto the Tracer to get back quickly. Andrew using Kitsune Rush and manages. Yeah.
Huge. My boy Andrew coming in with a Terror Surge.
Huge ultimate combo set up with Andrew and Chunky Monkey managing to come in, and now Philly 3 stacking on cart. This should be point B going to Philly.
The breeze brings relief.
Yep.
I feel all warm inside.
It makes you wonder though if they would have stacked cart on their first big push, if they couldn't have gotten here a little quicker.
One can only wonder, but one could also only wonder who was responsible for touching point last round to prevent the C9. But the world may never know. Nano out onto Andrew. Houston responding with both their support ults, and Philly just giving the space out. You can't push in, but as I say that, Plum Yeti with the help of Soup's Blue Beam manages to take out Andrew, and that's one tank down for Philly. Have to reset as you push into the Foundry. Philly now 2 minutes, below 2 minutes on the clock. If they finish this map, they will finish with less time than Houston. And we'll have to attack first if we go into OT.
If you're looking at the kill feed, the Foliage just took out the MVP.
got a high noon on the field. Dupe out at Dark Claw. Yeah, Blizzard, but Chunky Monkey goes down to Dark Claw's Molten Core. We're poking, prodding, trading. Andrew manages to pick up Arnos. That's huge. Can they punish this Mercy for getting the res, or will they be able to take advantage of the fact that they are still up the tank? Foliage manages to take out Dark Claw's turret. That's 7th man off the field. No more free aimbot marking targets for you. And we got Andrew with the ult.
3-man grab.
Yes, 3-man grab, but Andrew is the one that finds Plum Yeti, while the grab finds no one from on the side of Houston. Arnos
Nano Choco Man.
Yeah. let your DPS cook, and that will be round 2 complete. Round 2 complete.
Nothing ends the fight like nanoing Choco Man.
The Electric Cowboy, you love to see it on the field. Philly, with the lesser time bank, have to have to attack first.
Initiating match.
And I guess if you're Philly, what's the game plan? You know, the first time they attacked, they managed to take the point with about, you know, a minute off the regulation clock, and that was coming off of some opening picks. If you're Philly,
Whatever
what
they
are you?
do, they got to do it quick.
Yeah. You know, at this point just hope for foliage or hope for Chocomon. Chocomon locking the Widow in again instantly. Big source of frustration for Houston on their defense. Can Chocomon do it again? Can they find the right heads to click on?
If Foliage gets out a prime wall, they could get, you know, a big pick super early in the fight.
Yeah.
They might be going for the quick rotate, slap a wall down, get Arna stuck.
Yeah, Arno's stuck, but as you say that, Foliage teasing us with the May, going over to the Sojourn, but Arnos onto the Sigma. Oh,
Teasing us with the Sojourn, going back to them, eh?
yeah. Sigma out, throw the shield right up in front of that choke. Don't let the Widow have free space. You love to see it, but in the tank v tank matchup, gotta favor the Sigma over the Orisa in the true mirror. Tank's broken, prodding out. Plum Yeti manages to find a huge dynamite on the back line of Philly. No Suzu to help save it, but Philly poking, prodding. Sig hands out. There's a wall on point, and Andrew's on trying to take some space. Gotta get something done. Gotta find a pick. And Chocomon, as I say that, manages to trade up for Soup. That's huge. That's res off the table. But Darkclaw answering back for 2. Now make that 3. Excuse me. And
Hey, one more well-placed dynamite from Adbon, and you'll see a Bob.
yeah, Philly, you gotta touch. You gotta touch. Chunky Monkey and Tide coming in, giving their lives to get onto the point. Andrew onto the D.Va. Chocomon onto the Tracer, trying to get something done, or else this will be drawable only for Philly. Andrew broken out of mech, Tide onto the Lucio, trying to get back quickly. Baby D.Va goes down to the turret, and Bob out on point. And that's it. All of the cues from Houston that are available onto that point. No progress. So Philly, the
One
most
tick, right?
Yep, 1 tick. That's all they can hope for. The best they can do is a draw, and in order to do that, they need to hold Houston back for 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
It's doable, but,
Initiating match.
you know, definitely not easy.
It is doable.
I mean, you hold back Arnos. The man's a rabid animal. He'll eat your backline.
Exactly. Tide and Chunky Monkey, I'm gonna shout them out real quick. For a lot of this map, have been playing the Ana Kiriko. Is that the,
Ready for battle.
you know, is that the look you want to, you know, is that the look you want? Is that the hill you want to die on, or do you want to, maybe if say Arnos and Houston decide, okay, Philly haven't found an answer to Doom yet, let's see if that works. You know, opt back and, you know, try for something else. Because there's one form of CC in that backline, and it is the Ana Sleep Dart.
I think Adbon's ready to hit some Widow shots.
Yeah, doing the same thing that Philly opted to do, playing up high with the Widow. Andrew on the Ramatra, not choosing to mirror the Sigma, and Philly respecting the Widow and the sightlines, playing around the backside of Hotel. You know, times in favor of Houston here. They have an extra minute to push, and Foliage quickly doing the first thing that they need to do, taking out the Darkclaw turret. No 7th man, no free damage off on the field. But Houston,
Kind of a poke battle at the moment.
yeah, Houston opting to place though. Nice May wall off from Foliage to wall off the turret and force Philly to drop, or force Houston to drop, sorry, right into the hands of Philly. Suzu out from Trash Can, but counter Suzu out from Chunky Monkey later. Foliage again picks off the turret and manages to pick off Plum Yeti. Mercy Res comes out to undo the damage, but there's a wall and choke, and Arnus cannot get through it. Andrew manages to battle down the tank, answers back for Trash Can, and that's that's a minute off the clock for Philly. 60 seconds left.
I mean, if you're Philly, you're just trying to get this Nano Annihilation up. You really want that to stall out that point.
Yeah, but Arnos said enough of the Sigma, enough of the poke. Time to go back to the tried and true Doomfist, see what we can open up. Chocomon manages to take out the Dark Claw turret. That's step 1.
Like an early nemesis from Andrew.
Yeah. Maybe you want that back, or you maybe want to use it to cycle through. He's coming real close to having the Annihilation out.
The poke fight, 30 seconds left, 3 ults up for Philly.
Yeah, poke fight out, but Dark Claw and Arnos manages to open it up and find picks first. Foliage answers back onto Dark Claw, and there's a Blizzard out on the point. Someone's got a touch, but Dupe May out, walling off the point, and yeah.
It came close. It was right down to the wire.
Yeah, it came close. Houston making the right call to go away from the poke that they were playing and go back to the tried and true dive, and it worked out for them. But
I think you go poke there with the extra time in the bank just to try and farm up ults, but they kind of lost 2 fights and just said screw it, do what works, and they did what works, and it worked in like 10 seconds. So
yeah. Season 9 headshot. Widow being the only hero that can now do a headshot to a full squishy hero at 250 HP since the Season 9 changes. And we got
Mercy boosted Hanzo can still.
Mercy boosted Hanzo, yeah, that's right. But again, Philly not opting to run the Mercy in there, opting to run with the Ana Kiriko. And
interesting to see Mercy even used in the league this season. I think this might be the first time that somebody seriously used it for more than just 2 seconds.
We've seen it before in some other Houston series, and it's have Soup pocket Adbon and let Adbon cook. What?
In cooking, he was.
He was. When you have a DPS that is hitting shots like that, why not say screw it? Here's a blue beam. Start doing more damage. Philly going to New Junk City away from Suravasa. Some will call Suravasa the good push map. Some will call Suravasa the good flashpoint map. My bad. I'm mixing up my game modes. But opting to go to New Junk. What do you do? What's the play?
Well, there's 2 things for certain here.
I know. There's two things for certain. We know what Houston's gonna run. What do you do if you're Philly?
And if I'm Philly, I'm looking at what worked from last round, and I think you're just trying to put resources into your DPSs and try and get those opening picks, try and get rid of Adbon, or try and get rid of, Soup, and try and make something happen.
Yeah.
And it comes down to who gets picked first. Houston's so good at just keeping their backline separated from the bulk of the fighting. It's hard to push on them.
It's like you're facing multiple threats on Houston. You have the Arnos Doomfist, you have the Dark Claw Torbjorn, you have a backline that somehow never manages to end up on the wrong side of the kill feed. What do you do if you're Philly? But as we watch the spawners, choose their heroes, we see Andrew opting for the horse, and Arnos back onto the Doomfist. Trashcan getting away from the Kiriko onto the Moira.
Yeah, I think I like this from Philly. You get the Cassidy and the Lucio and the Orisa. It's gonna be gonna be hard for Doomfist to get things done.
Yeah. You know, start shutting down this Doomfist. Don't let him have all the value. Foliage quickly takes out the turret with the help of the railgun. Magnate out onto Arnos, but uses power block to absorb a lot of the damage and get in powered punch. Doomfist in, and someone shot the deflecting Genji.
Andrew was full health and then he wasn't.
He was and then he wasn't. All I saw in my kill feed was a Genji deflect took out Andrew on the Orisa. So who shot the deflecting Genji? That's all I want to know. Houston first cap on Arena, first cap on the flashpoint, moving in, starting to stuff the choke, force Philly to break through.
Cheeky turret.
Yeah.
It's not even doing anything yet, but that thing is gonna get value. Look at it.
Yeah, it's a zoning turret. You know, it helps mark the flank. Chunky Monkey on a flank behind, but Arnus turns around, picks off Andrew. Chokamon answers back for Advon, but you're down your tank. You can't really push if you're Philly. You know, and we're one fight territory left on this first flashpoint. Chokamon manages to pick Arnus. Beat in, pressing a bunch of Qs, but Darklaw manages to find Foliage through the chaos of it all. Soup drops the beat for 3 on that point. Trashcan manages to pick up Chokamon, and Plum Yeti answers back for 2 on the side of Philly.
That Torbolt just stalled out that Kitsune rush.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, you want to play in this small concentrated space. Here's lava. The floor is now lava. Have fun. Moving over to bomb flats for our next flashpoint. Houston leading 1-0 in this map.
Just 2 flashpoints left between Houston and their perfect season.
Well, they have to win one more map.
Oh, you're right. It's a best of 7.
So yeah, first to 4. Chokamon managed to take out the Darklaw turret first. Trashcan rips the Coalescence out. Chokamon manages to pick off Darklaw. That's huge, but Arnus slams right down on top of Andrew. That's the tank gone. Chokamon answers back for Arnos, and Soup answers for Chokamon. 3v3 on this point, but Houston have the numbers advantage and the space in order to start taking this point. Foliage with the overclock, Plum Yeti with the Dragon Blade, zoning ult right now. Can they get anything done with it? Not much in the kill feed, but threatening the space to try and jockey him for positioning. Andrew making his way back over to point now. Gold out, but Plum Yeti manages to fall at the hands of Foliage. Chokamon finds Arnos, and Foliage finds another on Soup. This should be Philly taking control of this flashpoint.
50% down on that point. The flashpoint ticks so fast.
Yeah, it ticks so fast, but we're looking at the side of Philly. Andrew has Terra Surge. Chokamon has Deadeye. Can you combine these? Can you start stuffing a choke? Not letting Houston in for free. As I say that, Houston jockeying for their position. They're rotating up and through. Suzu out, but Foliage finds pick on Lucio early. That's huge. No beat on the table. Not like it was there anyway. But that's also your speed and rotations down. Foliage finds Darklaw and trying to poke, prod, do anything they can. But as they are poking, as they are prodding, as they're stalling, the flashpoint is ticking up in favor of Philly. 70% counting on the board. This should be last fight territory for this flashpoint. Andrew picks off the turret quickly. And Chokamon through. Yeah, gets in for the touch, but takes out Trashcan in the middle of their Coalescence. That's huge. Even though we're trading ults, even though we're trading things, Plum Yeti and Darklaw just staying out on the point. Ty drops the beat, wanting to end things here and now, and it works out in the favor of Philly. They do manage to take up this flashpoint. I don't know, Log. Do you want that beat back as we're going into Junkyard?
I don't hate it because Soup's already down his beat.
Yeah. But there's this magical
Advon has his blade.
Yeah.
for certain. But I mean, you've got overclocked Terra Surge. It's not looking so bad.
Yeah. Tide manages to pick off the Dark Claw turret. Finally, not letting this turret live for free as Houston are trying to push in. And Plum Yeti with
Blade.
Blade out, but we're Blade out, Suzu out, but Chocoman manages to find Plum Yeti before they can get anything done. Foliage pops overclock, rips the head off of Soup. Dark Claw's turret manages to take out Chocoman, but Foliage answers back for Dark Claw. Arados finds Tide off them.
And they flip point.
Yeah, they flip point as they're going through this, and it's just Arados and
Absolute
Foliage.
slugfest. It was one down after another, and it came down to 1v1.
Yeah, 1v1s, but more importantly, Arno survived, Andrew did not. When you have one tank, that one tank needs to stay alive or else you cannot hold and take space. Sure, going into the start of this fight, it was a lot of poking and prodding with Andrew alive, but when Andrew fell, you can't hold any more space. 50% and counting up for Houston as we go to this flashpoint, as we start this next fight. Here is poking, prodding, spinning spear out from Andrew, another gold out as well. All the cooldowns blown, but Arados manages to find Tide off the map. That's huge.
Yeah, Kitsune rush to the high ground, really just trying to lock it down.
Yeah, Kitsune rush on the high ground, but Arados falls. Andrew's still alive. Philly manages to flip the point with 93 on the clock. But as I say that, I cast her curse. Adbon manages to find Andrew. Soup answers with Foliage. Chocoman finds Soup for his troubles and the turret. And yeah, who's touching from Philly? We got Tide.
Tide's here, but that's it.
Yeah, that's round 2 going in favor.
They're
of
already making their push to the next point.
Yeah. Junkyard in favor of Houston, and we're going to the Ducks. We got high grounds to fight over. Lots of positions to jockey through. But notably, Philly are the first ones on the point. And
They have a little bit of time to set up too.
yeah, this is huge. Especially as I say that Chunky Monkey manages to take head clean off of Dark Claw. No Torb turret being able to be placed down. And that should be Philly taking first control of this point. Huge.
Taking a lot of spam. Foliage builds up an ult.
Yeah, and Foliage has the ult. Now that they have the point, you got a high ground to work off of for free, and now you just have one narrow choke to work through, and that's a high.
See the dueling overclocks here.
Yeah, but Andrew managed to find the clutch stun onto trash cans to stun them out of their ult. Goes in, manages. Yeah. All the Qs coming out, but it's Philly answering with them in the kill feed. Houston flips the point in the meantime, but this should be Philly taking it right back. Hey, Log, that was a lot of ults. You got any analysis for that?
I think if you're on the green team if you're on Houston, you probably wish you ecoed that one.
Yeah. Chunky with the fat finger. We're not gonna talk about that one. It's all right. Maybe we all do it from time to time. But and Trash Can getting off of the Moira onto the Kiriko to match. Andrew manages to pick off Plum Yeti with this spear. That's huge source of damage. Now Foliage answers back for 2, even though Dark Claw managed to pick off Andrew. And this should be another sub point going in favor of Philly. We're going to round 5. I don't know, Log.
This is the closest game Houston's fought all season.
Yeah. What do you think? Can Houston maintain their perfect score all season, or is this going to be the map that does them in?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty big on the JD tour, and he does have ult.
He does have ult, and Houston were the first ones on to this point, so they are able to set up first, which is nice. Philly angling up. Darklaw rips the molten core. Yeah. Zone them out and through. Chocoman with the high noon man cancels it or gets stunned out of it. I'm not
They're
sure.
gonna get point flip because of this Torvald too.
Yeah.
Don't let them take the point.
Darklaw finds Cho'Gammon, but Foliage answers back, taking Soup's head clean off.
This ends now.
And Foliage popping the
off
overclock.
angle.
Yeah, what can they get done? Andrew manages to find the turret. Trash Can drops the Kitsune Rush on point to help stabilize things out. And Arnos finds Andrew in the scuffle of it all. This is still Houston in favor at this point, and Advon answers back onto Foliage. And finds another. Sure, Soup might have gone down first this last fight, but Houston still firmly in control at this point. And not ready to give up their perfect.
Trash Can's so good at staying alive. Like
Yeah.
through all the Q spam of all these points, like
Yeah, she just doesn't die. It's a work of brilliance.
Disrupted.
67, 70% on point. This is coming into last fight territory. Philly on the board with both portals and the tankle. What do you do? How do you open things up? But as I say that, Advon drops the overclock. Tide responds with the beat in tow, and someone's gotta get it on touch. Kitsune rush out for Chucky Monkey. Chucky Monkey finds Soup off the rim. That's big. That is big. Andrew pops the tank ultimate. Manages to pull in Trash Can, finally getting death on Chunky Monkey, answering back again. This is nice if you're Philly.
pretty big too, because they pick Soup as he's coming up on beat. Like he would have beat right now if he was alive.
Yeah, he has beat. You're able to, maybe beat and use beat in response to Andrew and Chunky's ultimates as they came in, but that, it's not there. Sure, you have it. You have it now.
You're just trying to keep that beat up for Foliage's ult, and it looks like they'll still pace it that way. But
Yeah.
it'd be nice to have it early.
Yeah. Looking on the side of Houston, Darklaw has another Molten Core ready to go and rips it immediately, trying to zone out the point. Darklaw finds Foliage, Plum Yeti picks off Andrew, and sure, and yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah. Hughes are pressed, and that is New Junk City going in favor of Houston. Houston leading 3-0 in this grand final series.
If you're Philly at this point, you've got one map choice to really decide whether or not you're gonna start your reverse sweep. God, I love that highlight intro.
Yes, it is so fun.
Oh my God, those are some juicy Cheetos.
It's all over the place. You can't go and touch
Shooting into the crowd.
Yeah, you don't have to hit all the shots, but if you keep throwing them down range, those Cheetos do stack up, and it does hurt. Now, if you're Philly,
Kind of making me wish we played a Torb and Art match.
Shout out to Parasite. Shout out to Parasite. Can we get the Torben next round, buddy? Speaking of that, what map do you choose to go to?
I don't know, but at this point, I feel like I need to see a Torb 1v1.
Will they give it to us? Philly being very much a brawl-favored, brawl-centric team, and just kidding. We have the answer. Or not. We got some Foliage opting to take up the circuit and opting to sub in Fresh for Andrew.
All right. Do you think Chunky's going to tank?
I could see it. You probably know Andrew's hero pool a little better than I do, but does Andrew really have a Sigma?
I mean, I've seen Andrew play Sigma, but I know him for his Diva Ram, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Chunky might have a strong Sigma. That might be the play.
That might be the play. When it came down to it, when push came to shove, especially on King's Row, the second Cho'Gammon started pulling out the Widowmaker and finding shots, Philly were starting to throw Houston through a loop. I think this is the smart play if you are Philly. If you're Houston, do you elect to attack or do you elect to defend first?
That's a tough one, but me personally, I'm a big fan of defending first. Just getting that out of the way. So that way when you attack, you just attack to wherever you held to.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I see Circuit Royale, I think Houston and Philly are going to show us how Circuit Royale is supposed to be played, and not like how we played Circuit Royale when we were playing against Ottawa, where we started on the poke, and then all of a sudden, chaos ensued.
Hey man, meta doesn't matter down there.
Meta
Meta does not matter in Emerald.
Meta does not matter, but Circuit Royale is the one map where meta doesn't matter, and it's always historically been Sigma double sniper.
Doesn't matter if you play the right heroes if you don't hit the shots. I'm just saying.
True.
Initiating match.
True. You know, sometimes you gotta cheese it. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what comes out on the side of Philly, especially now that Andrew is hitting the bench, Fresh is coming in. The last time we saw Fresh was playing the support role, and Chunky moved into tank, and well,
There it is, the chunky sig.
yep.
Ready to see some chunky accretions.
Ha ha ha! I see what you did there. Philly on the attack right now, opting for the double sniper sig poke look, and Houston, the comp they're running,
It's not meta, I'll tell you that.
it tells me we're TPing right up onto the high ground.
Maybe we'll see this work.
We'll see. You know, to be fair, Ottawa did try
I'll give it to Ottawa for attempting it.
for attempting it, but then the second we turned right around, saw them up there, oh hello, and then started walking the cart right away from them. You gotta look. Chunky manages to turn around, sees the turret. Foliage takes it out, and now the drop's here, but Foliage manages to find and log into Soup. Dogclaw takes out Tide's lamp, but that is your Lucio down. That is the source of your speed. Plum Yeti 1, please heal your sim. Just kidding. Don't do that. Fresh will find the pick onto Plum Yeti, and that attempt at a close hold from Houston, broken within 30 seconds of this map starting.
We like to see the goofy holds, but I've never seen it work. Unless your name is written in Korean.
Goofy holds happen on one map that in this map type, and it is usually Havana. Aranos manages to beam down Chunky Monkey, so tank down off the field and pushing the aggression, but Foliage manages to answer back on the Plum Yeti. Aranos finds Fresh, Darklaw finds Tide, and that's
Really good stabilization from Houston.
yeah, that's
Being able to just take back all that space.
yeah. It doesn't matter.
I guess that's why you play that forward hold, is so you can grab that next corner.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if these snipers are hitting all their shots, well, or Foliage hits a lot of Foliage.
Kinda
hits
matters.
Yeah. You know, the Houston comp wants to get on top of these snipers, get on top of everyone else, and start overwhelming them. Trash Can with the early coalescence, trying to get stuff done. Grab out manages to just pull in the Baptiste. Soup answers back from the tank, and Arnos finds
Maximum aggression from Houston.
yeah, we're
Now, I doubted the comp, and let me tell you, I guess meta doesn't matter ever.
you know,
You heard
double
it here
snipe-
first.
Yeah, you heard it from Log. Meta doesn't matter. Double sniper really depends on the fact that you need your DPS characters to find those picks, and Foliage has been finding it, but Chokomon notably quiet on the Widowmaker, opting to get off of the Widowmaker onto the Sojourn. Yeah, big split, nice eat
Oh, no, the
on a
Dragon
lot.
Nurse.
Yeah, Dragon buffs, nice split, but even though Chunky Monkey managed to eat a good amount of that molten core lava, still Arnos is able to come in, take down 2. Plum Yeti finds dash resets onto Fresh, and another cleanup from Houston. And we barely have gotten around the first corner. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have mirrored Torbs. Let's go.
Seconds remaining.
Alright, that's it. I'm spectating the Torbs only now.
Dark Claw does not
Getting
appreciate
off first
foliage
fury.
pulling out the Torb. But you know what? At some point, you gotta find some sort of answer. It hasn't been working out yet, and Plum Yeti sitting on that Dragon Blade could easily shut down this final push. Bubble Out manages to find one, gets stunned up. All the cooldowns into the Genji. The Genji does go down to the Torb, or to the Torbjorn, the person at the turret, and Philly setting up a trash can answers back onto Foliage. Beat out for 4. Plum Yeti coming back onto the Tracer. Arnos manages to find Tide. That's big. That's a lot of your healing down off the field. Grab Out manages to find 2. Chunky Monkey, unfortunately, too late to eat it. Manages to pick off Fresh. Arnos finds Chunky Monkey, and Plum Yeti finds Chocomane. This is it, and it's only 60 meters. We haven't even gotten around a corner of Circuit.
Score.
I'm just over here scratching my head thinking
Switching sides.
the Circuit pick was supposed to be it.
Yeah,
You know?
Initiating match.
I like
Houston
the
just
Circuit.
comes into the Circuit pick and just laughs at it and says, I don't think I'm going to acknowledge the fact we're even on Circuit.
We're gonna play Circuit like it's Havana, and we're gonna close hold. It was the right call for Houston.
Houston's
why-
been such a fun team to watch, too, just because of how wacky some of their strats are.
When you're playing the Dark Claw Torbjorn, you gotta get funny with it sometimes. We do have 2 Torbs on the field. Can we have a Torb 1v1, please? I'm begging you. I'm begging you guys, let us have the Torb 1v1.
It's for content.
Give us the content, come on.
There's nothing in the rule book about Torb 1v1ing. We should get that in there.
It's a gentleman's agreement. You have 2 Torbs on the field. You gotta at least give us.
Yeah, we gotta put it in the book.
Incoming.
Yeah.
If both teams have Torbjorn, there
Yeah.
must be at least one.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Yeah. Philly not opting to go up to the roof, instead opting to hold in the room. Comes out right behind, flips the map control onto Houston.
Turret kill.
Yes, turret kill manages to find trash can. That's big. That's a lot of your healing down. But somehow, some way, someone shot into a deflecting Genji, and it got Foliage picked early. Trades going on from all sides, but ending in the favor of Philly. But a minute off the clock, and golden box of victory.
The
right
card
there.
push after Philly's first fight.
Yes. This is I think this is starting to look like it's coming in. Chunky Monkey pops the bubble out to try and get something. Plum Yeti manages to take the head clean off of Chocomon. That's a lot of your damage down. Arnos manages to fight Chunky Monkey, and it's looking dire in this situation. One Tracer trying to stall out against the world. Man quickly falls, and that's it. That'll be Houston winning 4-0 and completing the perfect season. No maps dropped.
Insane.
Play of the game.
Yeah, no maps
Just
dropped.
juicy grab one more time.
Yeah, I don't know if Chunky Monkey didn't have the hands ready, or if it was a second late, or just a miscommunication and ult tracking, but that's a grab you have to eat in order to make sure that it doesn't, affect your team like that. GG's in the chat, and congratulations to Houston for completing the perfect season. All season, all with Torbjorn, no maps dropped.
If we learned anything, it's that the wheel of wisdom is right 50% of the time, 100% of the time.
Well, you know, Log, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. So,
What a series.
what a series indeed.
What a season.
Yeah. You know, big props to Houston for managing to complete the season like that. Completely perfect. No maps dropped. No matches dropped. But then Philly being the one team that really dominated the rest of the teams in the league and gave Houston their closest run yet. If you're Philly, you gotta be, you know,
Like, these
little
games are
heartbroken.
close too, but it's always going to Houston every map.
Yeah.
It's,
You know.
it's actually crazy that they were able to do that.
Yeah. Shout out to the guys in Philly. Great season all around. Nothing to scoff at. And yeah. Played
To see some peak hit scan gameplay out of Choco Man as well.
exactly. Can't ask for more than that. Just peak DPS play from both sides. And with that, as the players are exiting, gonna wrap it up. It's been a pleasure playing for UR this season and casting UR matches. I've been Zach, joined with Log, and this has been the Ruby Grand Finals. Take it easy and have a good night, y'all.